right. Well, let's go right into it then. So, can we all just agree that um, Donald Trump has had a stroke? Or at the very least, can we just agree that Donald Trump has had a series of TIAs? Because at, at the moment, it seems like that's what's happened, is he's having trans-endemic ischemias. Okay, well, I just tried to reinvite you. Oh, Substack, I hate you tonight. So, yeah, I'm totally with you. I think he was just like maybe he was hallucinating, but remember, I watched the thing with the Japanese stateswoman or whatever, and she was having to lead him around because he had no idea where the fuck he was supposed to go. And so, from that perspective, um, it's like effed up or whatever. Okay. Can you say something?
Wi-Fi.
Okay. So, um, I hate to quote Sartre, but um, we don't know what we want, and yet we are responsible for what we are. And nothing could be said more about Trump. And then on top of that, another thing that happened while we're talking about uh, it's sub-strong, is that Mike Johnson has now indicated that he has had a conversation with Trump and then turns around and told everybody that the reason that Trump is talking about a third term is because he's trying to troll the Democrats. I feel like if you're a president, trolling Democrats should be something you don't do. If you're the equivalency of an internet troll, then it's fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you shouldn't be doing that. Right? It's not just me. I mean, I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one that believes this, right?
I mean, I'm with you.
Right. Well, I am too. I think Johnson's probably gay, but I mean, because I mean, I want his grinder info to come out because I think he's gay as fuck. Um, but yeah, I mean, if you look at the way that Trump's speech, it was very bad. So he can't let go of this magnets and water delusion where he says that water causes magnets not to work. Um, right. And so then, on top of that, um, he says that China monopolizes magnets. And about everybody being convinced to use magnets to do things 20 years ago. I'm not lying when I say this. Actual false memory construction on his part. And so his brain, because it's so addled and, all this other shit has happened, that, he's basically spewing a constant bullshit machine. Well, Danny's from that perspective, I don't know that anybody has to stop him. I think he's going to just stop himself. He's literally going to run into a point where he falls on the floor, pukes himself, shits himself, and pisses himself, and we're all just going to watch it happen. And then the GOP is going to be like, no, he's the greatest president ever. I'll be like, did you see the same thing I saw? Because but here's another thing. And I want to be real clear about this. Just I did some reading. I read up on this, so it's going to be in tomorrow morning. Just geopolitical. And here's the root of it. If your doctor requires you to get an MRI, if your doctor says you're 79 years old and you need an MRI, there's 5 reasons you get an MRI. 1, you're investigating neurological symptoms or cognitive decline. 2, you're evaluating persistent or severe pain. 3, you are assessing the symptoms or risk of a stroke. 4, you are investigating masses or you're attempting to rule out cancer. And number 5, you are monitoring or trying to diagnose joint problems, which, by the way, you get an MRI done to deal with joint problems as a last fucking resort. So that means he's already either had the stroke or he's going to have it. And he either has a tumor or they're trying to investigate whether he has a tumor or not. And they're assessing stroke ability into the stroke rate. And so my suspicion is that he's had a string of TIAs. And having a string of TIAs meaning like mini strokes, one after, Danny's like one after the other, trans-endemic ischemias. And he's had like 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 of them. But here's the thing. TIAs build up, and then you have the big one. And that's the one that takes you out.
Okay, so
yeah, so my suspicion is that his behavior is, by the way, I'm bringing your friend in because your friend can talk about the other half of the items tonight, and because I love him so much. I love him so much. He's so cute.
if he accepts.
If he fucking accepts. You know,
he had to go put some clothes on.
Yeah, I mean, he will collapse in front of whoever he uses to type. Yeah, completely. I agree. He's going to fall apart. It's not a matter of like when is he.
Why is it that the first one never worked? It seems like.
I mean, Brandon, if you're going to be giving the guy a blowjob, just tell me I'm a little busy right now. Can you just say I'm busy right now and not accept?
No, I accept it, and then it's just all a white blank screen, and I'm like trying to do this. It just doesn't work. I don't know.
Oh. So I have to ask.
Idea.
Did you manage to look at? That's a horrible. That's brilliant, Sarah.
You don't want to know who got me the shirt.
Who got you that shirt?
You want to take a wild guess?
No, I want you to tell me.
Oshi.
Oh. So did you look at the queer story for today, Brandon?
No, not today. I read yesterday.
Okay, so today's queer story is all about Trauma Monday's subject.
Oh yeah, I saw the title. I think
Fetish sex bots.
Yeah. Yes.
So
I saw that.
when we get into it, we're gonna. But that's the thing. So if Trump is having an MRI, then the reason he's having the MRI is because they're either trying to assess a stroke, determine if he's had a stroke, determine if he has a tumor, and or determine if he's in massive cognitive decline.
Maybe he's just doing it for fun.
Well, and here's the thing. You can't have a perfect MRI. There's no such thing. He said my MRI was perfect.
Well, he says that about everything. I have the best MRI you've ever seen.
Yes.
Specimen of health and all that nonsense.
Well, so vascular dementia is a real problem here. Because the thing that he was accusing Biden of is the thing he's suffering from right now, which is vascular dementia. So he has multiple stroke risk factors stacked like a huge Jenga tower that's about to fall over. So he has impaired judgment. He has difficulty with complex tasks. He's confused. I mean, he lives in a state of perpetual confusion. He lives in a world of perseveration. He can't stop talking about one thing after the next as like a busy talker over and over and over and over and over again. And then his personality changes drastically from one shift of focus to the next. And so, here's where it gets like weird. He goes under an MRI, a technology, by the way, that uses magnets that are so powerful they could pull the iron right out of your fucking blood if it ever malfunctioned.
Maybe it'll fix him.
Huh?
Maybe it'll fix him.
Right. Magneto, let's pull the metal out of your skin, Magneto style. And yet, he says that, and he stands there ranting about how water destroys magnets, and he does not understand how magnets work, I don't think. On top of the fact that his motor control is very clear that one side of his body has been affected because he has the drooping lip.
Is that still going on?
Oh, yeah. He has the drooping lip, and he has the shuffling of one foot. He has the shuffling of one foot, and it's not good. And so, yeah, I mean, it's I literally think we're months away from something catastrophic happening to him. And I'm not going to be at all sad about it. Oh no, I'm going to be doing victory laps around the neighborhood.
Oh,
screaming, "Fuck yeah, he's dead!"
Ding dong. Which is
Brandon, get out of my head.
What?
Ding dong, the witch is dead.
The witch is dead. The witch is dead. I can get it. I get it out of your head. I can get it out of your head, Sarah. Hold on.
Oh no! What are you gonna play a crazy song?
Oh wait. There you go. Now you shouldn't be thinking about the witch song. I could play the Macarena for you, but I don't know if that would work.
I might start dancing.
Or the Who Let the Dogs Out.
Oh no.
That song
That
annoys that song annoys the shit out of me.
Yeah,
It
let's
really
avoid
does.
that one.
So here's the thing that keeps me up at night is it's not just that Donald's brain is failing, but we've built a system where brain failure at the highest levels just get repackaged as unconventional thinking and different thinking. You know, and it's no longer.
Yeah.
Oh, do what?
I was just gonna say he definitely has unconventional thinking. I don't know if it's any different than much different than what he's been thinking for quite a while. I mean, how do you tell that he's in cognitive decline, really?
How do you tell? That's a very
he's
yeah
done some pretty crazy
yeah. But
bounce off some pretty crazy things, you know.
so the weave. You remember the weave?
The weave,
Yes.
one that he's wearing, or one that he's doing like this.
No, this thing where he starts talking about this thing, and then he goes to something else, and then he goes to something else, and then he comes back down to the thing, and it's
That's
genius.
the weave. I thought he just jumped the tracks.
Well, here's the thing. Here's where. Okay, so Patton Oswalt. I'll dig this up and find it and post it in chat and watch it. But Patton Oswalt actually talked about this in one of his comedy shows, and it's about a dude called Dr. Pepper, and it's hysterical because it's like this drug addict who walks into an open mic night and he like rambles through a bunch of shit, and by the end of it he manages to like connect it all together, and it's hysterical. And so this is the weave. Yeah. Patton Oswalt, Dr. Pepper. I'm sure.
Goodness, I gotta go bring my cat in.
Yes.
I knew he was gonna stay up there.
Yeah, this is it.
A few years ago, I went to Toronto, and
yeah, I'm gonna post this in the chat. So everybody that's watching the live, okay. There you go. That's the Trump weave explained in a comedy stand-up bit by Patton Oswalt by describing a drug addict who is so out of his mind that he tries to do a comedy bit, and it actually is fucking hysterical. But yeah, so how do you tell he's in cognitive decline? So the shuffling of the feet, his confusion, his like one of the last like 2 or 3 executive orders. Oh, they burning the flag executive order. When they went to hand it to him, they said, "Here, Mr. President, this is the executive order that will ban burning the American flag." And they put it down in front of him, and he said, "Oh, yeah. Well, we're not going to have burning the American flag anymore in this country. I wrote this executive order that they're giving to me. I wrote it beautifully," or whatever. And and then he goes to sign it, and he's not signing it at all fluidly. Like there's a lot of jerky. So yeah, I mean, how can you tell somebody's in cognitive decline? That that bullshit is how you tell he's in cognitive decline. Which, you know, the Magnet Water speech wasn't just embarrassing political theater. That's a medical emergency broadcast happening live. You know, Cunningham wrote one time, magic is the projection of natural energies to produce needed effects, but there's no magic that can resurrect dead neurons in the head of a brainless idiot that does not know how to do anything fluidly or intelligently. And I want to say that Dark Helmet and President Scroob are more intelligent than our president right now.
Oof, that's saying something.
So
No,
how
go
far is
past
it?
this part.
How
In fact, never
far
watch
is it
this
gonna
again.
go?
Oh, was it? I'm sorry, Brady.
No, that's right. How far does it have to go before somebody will say, "All right, I think he needs to. I think we need to get him out of there."
People are already saying.
They should have been saying it for a lot longer.
Why, sir?
He has no business being in office.
Okay.
I mean, this has just been getting worse and worse. He was not in a great state when he first took office. I'm not talking about like the first term, but that's its own thing.
Right.
Are people saying it that are in the people in his own party?
I think we're reaching that point. Josh Hawley, who is a Republican congressman, he put a bill up yesterday, and 10 other GOP members all got behind it to fund SNAP benefits. And because Trump is saying we're going to kill food stamps. We're going to kill. And here's the thing. I was reading to Kira earlier today. So Louisiana, 20% of Louisiana's population is on food stamps. That's a red fucking state. Nevada, 17% of its population is on food stamps. West Virginia, 23% of its population is on food stamps. So there are some red states where people are going to lose their benefits on their food stamp benefits like that. And they're going to starve, or they're going to have to go to churches and food banks and shit to get food. How long do you think the people who are supporting him are going to continue to support him when they lose their federal benefits?
Well, that part's not going to matter much because they can't do anything about keep getting him out.
Right. So at what point does it become too far? I mean, for me, I don't know about either of you, we're already too far.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So
but
when
something was said at work last week, I think it was my boss that was saying it, like most Americans are 2 missed meals away from raising hell.
So when does 2 missed meals happen?
I don't know. I mean, obviously it'll happen faster for the people who are fully dependent on SNAP and programs like that, but it's going to take, I think, a lot more than just those people to.
Why?
I can't quite put my finger on it. I haven't wrapped my head completely around it yet.
Well, what do you think, Brent?
How
fucked up is it going to have to get before his people finally say, okay, I'm done with this.
Well, for those, I mean, for those who it actually affects, I think if it's people that are not on food stamps or don't rely on Medicaid or government assisted healthcare, the Affordable Care Act, Healthcare Act, then they may not. They may still hold out. If it does, if they don't see a direct negative effect on them,
If it's not
they may not
impacting
have.
me, it's not a problem.
Right. They may not have enough empathy to see other people and how it's affecting them. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, look at the farmer situation.
Yeah.
We brought in 8,000 metric tons of Argentinian beef to try to offset beef costs. That gives the finger to American cattle ranchers. How are those people continuing to support him?
Are they?
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, that means, that here's the thing. America depends largely on other countries buying their products as much as American farmers depend on Americans buying their products. And the fact of the matter is, China was buying American beef. They're not doing that anymore. Neither is Canada. Neither is Mexico. Neither are Europe.
So
They're
in
not,
spite of this, all of those cattle farmers are still supporting him.
and there are cattle farmers in the Midwest who are still diehard Trump supporters, and they're businesses that I literally think we are on the precipice of another Dust Bowl situation. And so, yeah, Craig's right. China's banned American beef. So
I think. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No.
I was just gonna say I think the arrogance of many Americans is vastly underestimated. They don't want to be wrong. They supported this person, they put him in office, and they're going to keep supporting him. It's like, we put this guy in office. We know things are gonna get better. We can't say we were wrong for putting him in office.
No, because you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't do that. Because if you do that, then you have to admit that you were wrong.
Right.
When you did it. When you went down that road.
I think for a lot of people that's a big part of it.
I would agree. I would agree with you.
Especially if
oh,
for those who believe that God put him in office, that God gave him to us, that he saved him from the bullet, and that he was the one that's supposed to be president. You can't turn away from that. If you believe that, it's like, no matter what, we've got to keep him going because he's the one. He was the one.
right. Which is still just an epic pile of bullshit.
Yeah. Well, there you
go. So we killed 14 more people in the out of the Pacific, right?
Oh, fishermen?
4 more boats have been sunk. 14 people confirmed killed, and they were narco terrorists.
But they weren't.
But there's no way to prove whether they were or not.
Yeah, I guess if they're blown out of the water, you can't really.
Yeah.
Is
Which
this happening in international waters?
Yes. It's happening in international waters, which violates so many different treaties and everything else. And so, yeah, it's fucked up. But a federal judge today blocked Trump from firing people out of the government. So the 4,000 people that Trump and Vought tried to fire, that's blocked now because the government unions lobbied against stopping that, and now that's stopped in its tracks. So it's going to have to go up to SCOTUS. So it stopped until SCOTUS can hear it.
Do they get to come back to work?
Yeah.
Who was he trying to fire?
Everybody in the government.
Oh,
and
particular department.
Numerous.
Anybody who's running the programs that people depend on, and anybody who's working against them.
So Susan Ilston sided with the government employee unions that asked her to bar the administration from carrying out reductions in force as it's a lawsuit that keeps perpetuating forward. The people that, so like the national public domain people all made that request. There are others too. I think the agriculture committee and the Department of Education, those were all unionized, so they have to abide by that decision. Versus Vought was saying a month ago, we're going to fire 10,000 government employees.
So not all of the federal departments are unionized. So is it just the essential ones that can't be unionized, or that they got rid of that? Or
no, I think that's a case by case basis as to who gets unionized and who doesn't. And so, yeah, what a piece of shit. And Trump is now repeatedly saying that he is going to send National Guard troops. And then the parallel. So, yesterday, Kira was talking about this to me. The DHS, led by Kristi Noem, has fired the entire upper echelon of ICE's management organization. So when you're flipping through TikTok and YouTube and you see these ICE people that are shooting people and arresting people, that's not ICE. That's Border Patrol that's doing that. And the Border Patrol mentality is literally, I don't care what it is. If it looks illegal, shoot it or deport it. Bar none. Border Patrol, they're the no holds barred people. ICE, the actual ICE people, those are the people going around to people's houses. They're saying, I'd like to question you. And if you say no, they go the fuck away. But they've been blending the Border Patrol people with the ICE people. And so, but here's the deal. Noem fired the entire, the shoulders and up, the echelon of ICE because she's trying to turn ICE into the Border Patrol so that ICE will do the things that the Border Patrol will do, which is shoot people and arrest people and do all of the things. And so, yeah, right. Exactly, Nixon. Yeah, it was very likely DHS Border Patrol people that went to, or no, it was ICE people that went to Parker's house. We have to ask you some questions. She said no, they went away. But here's the thing: Border Patrol doesn't have the right to arrest you. If you have a valid identification and you have, a valid green card, Border Patrol can't detain you. And get this: you can evade away from Border Patrol, and it's not a crime. So if a Border Patrol agent pulls you over and tries to detain you, just drive off. They can't arrest you. They don't have the permissibility to arrest you. They just don't. They can detain you, and that detainment can lead to you getting in front of a judge, but arresting you and throwing you on the other side of the border, no. You get due process. Well, I mean, insofar as. So there's tons of videos on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram or whatever. People are like, oh, are you a Border Patrol agent? Yep, goodbye. They ride their car off and go off into the sunset.
So is Kristi Noem's plan to replace the people she has fired with people that are willing to do her bidding?
Yes, that are willing to do more than willing to do more.
So she's replacing them with brainless thugs.
Yeah. I want thugs and they're offering these people like $60,000 student loan forgiveness. They're offering them $60,000 a year, and there's no training program. They put a bunch of tactical gear on you, and they give you a badge, and you can kill people now.
Show you how to pull the trigger.
Yep, show you how to pull the trigger. And that makes it okay. Which is really bad. The funny thing was Margie, bleach blonde built bitch, the congresswoman from my state, who I hate because she's a cunt. The caucus had a meeting with Johnson over the health care plan, and she asked Johnson to reveal the health care plan because her constituents want to understand health care and how health care is going to get covered in all of this. And Johnson said, that's none of your business, and blocked her out. And so Margie now is pissed off at that. So yeah, I'm dead or eating the dead at this point. It's just oh gosh, it's just, I don't know. Danny, here's what I think. I think that Margie is realizing that if she does not work for the people in her district, she's done so much damage to that district that if she doesn't turn around now and try to go the other way to make her district happy, they're going to push her out and she's going to lose her seat. And she's not smart like Mace. Mace is running as the governor of South Carolina. So there's a number of congresspersons who are all running for government seats because they know they will lose when the midterms come around and they won't be relevant anymore. And so there's this rush to leave the sinking ship. The problem is, if they do that, they are almost sealing Trump's impeachment proceedings like that. If the House flips halfway, like if we tip the scale halfway in the House and we tip the Senate seats even further than they've gone already, that's it. Impeachment's going to happen, and they might have to convict him. And then, two, if we flip the House, if the House goes in our favor, bye-bye, Mike Johnson. No more speaker. Fuck you. So, there's a lot of moving parts that are all moving around at one time. So, this is where we are.
Well, if Mike isn't speaker anymore, maybe he can get back on Grinder and have a little fun.
Do you think he's a top or a bottom?
He doesn't seem. I would say bottom.
Yeah, he's not a top.
Yeah.
Yeah, he feels like to me I've been a bad boy. I've been a bad boy. Did you hear about AOC's comment to Riley Gaines? So Riley Gaines came out on Twitter, X, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and said, "We're being destroyed from within." And so AOC turned around and responded, "Maybe if you channeled all this anger into swimming faster, you wouldn't have come in fifth place." Sick burn.
Wow.
Sick burn. Sick burn.
Tied for fifth.
Yeah, tied for fifth. How tied? Like tied up in a sexy way, or
Bound and gagged.
you talk like being bound and gagged is a bad thing, Brandon? Jeez.
Oh, no, not at all.
So I wanted to spend the last 20, 30 minutes or whatever, because we have Sarah on the call, and it'll be funny to watch Sarah's reaction to.
Oh no.
Do you remember Trauma Mondays? Trauma Mondays talk, Brandon?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you mind rehashing some of that?
Oh yeah. Why not?
Oh yeah. Okay.
I'm afraid.
So Sarah, there's I will tell Onyx, if you want to come on and interact with Brandon and I over this, I will flip you out. I'll flip you out for Sarah. Entirely up to you, Onyx, though. It's a good talk, though.
I thought you wanted to keep Sarah here. You can.
Well, we're going to see how Sarah reacts, and then we'll decide. But so, people in the trans community, as much as people in the gay community, get sexualized and fetishized constantly. Do you understand this? Okay, what makes you say you understand that?
I mean, just hearing conversations that I've heard over the past year.
So during Trauma Monday, I talked about an experience that I had. And when I wrote today's story, our subject on Trauma Monday stuck with me. And so a lot of what we talked about in Trauma Monday bled into that story, which is why the story is called Fetish Sex Bots. But it's very true to the experience. And so I'll even read the excerpt from the story that relays a minor fictionalization of my experience, but this was pretty much how it went. And so I went on a date, and you know, this was early in my transition. I was trying to, um, you know, deal with my sexuality. I knew I was a trans woman, but was I a lesbian or a pansexual or, you know, any of those things? And so I was back trying the apps. Kira's voice cuts from behind me. Oh, God, is this the fully functional story again? And Miranda looks and says, "You've heard this?" Uh, Kira, twice I've heard this story. Once during a particularly memorable rant about why she deleted all of her dating app profiles. I'm thankful she doesn't date anymore. And so I said, and this is really what happened. Like, I went out with the guy, and he seemed normal. And, you know, it was a nice setup. He wouldn't go into a gay bar. He wouldn't meet me at a gay bar, which that's a flag right there. Okay. If you will not meet a queer person in a queer safe space, that's usually a sign to bullshit. And so the instead of meeting at Felix's, it turned into meeting at the Starbucks in Ainsley Mall. And so, we sat and talked, and there was talking and so forth. And I mean, it was pleasant. Well, you know, however long into the conversation, he asked the question, "So where are you in your surgery line?" Okay, I'm not really up for talking about that. And this is when he asked me, "So have you had the snip done yet or not?" And okay, whenever some guy says, "Have you had the snip? Have you had it cut off? Have you had it removed?" That's somebody that does not understand the entire semantics behind that surgery. And so, you know, he got to he added, yeah, right, Onyx Chaser, 100% trans chaser. And so then, the conversation turned into, well, can we go back to your place? And I was like, sure, we can go back to my place. I knew where that was going. I was not going back to my place, which, by the way, when I lived in Ansley Park, my apartment was directly across the street from Ainsley Mall. So in Ainsley Mall, there's like a Hideaway and Felix's and another gay bar. And then there's the Bangkok restaurant, which is severely lesbian friendly. So, like, in that little mall shopping retail area or whatever, there's like tons of gay safe spaces there. So that was what made living there really cool. So we went back to my apartment, and so we sat down, and so then he starts asking about what it looks like down there, and because he's curious or whatever, and I'm like, fuck, okay. So that's when he says something similar to, "I've always wanted to try a girl like you. Are you fully functional?" And, you know, in the story, I said, I ducked out of the dating place that we were at or whatever. But it turns out I was in my apartment at the time. So I said, okay, so this guy is a chaser and he's curious and he wants to be a bottom. He wants to be a bottom. Now, I'm going to be very clear about this. I will make no assumptions about honoring where I am positionally in my relationships. I am a passive individual. I'm not an active individual. At best, and Brandon will know what I'm talking about when I say this, I am a versatile bottom, which means I'm a bottom that will occasionally go into the active role, but there better be good goddamn reason why that's happening. I better be getting something for it if that's gonna happen. And so when he asked me the question, I'm like, I've always wanted to try a girl like you, or are you fully functional? I decided to, okay, fuck it. I'm gonna test the waters. I stood up, I lifted my dress, I pulled my panties down, and he went, and the next words out of his mouth were, well, I thought those drugs that you take were supposed to make it smaller. No, honey. You're just going to have to bend over and take it. To which then he immediately gets up, grabs his jacket, and leaves. But that's something that is a trans person. It happens a lot. Chasers are just like that. When we had the talk, Brandon, I'm going to ask you to tell the story now. Gay guy, like straight guys that are looking for the experience and how that went for you, because I think our readers should hear that again.
Oh yeah, I've had several straights. I've had, yeah, here we go again. I've had several straight guys that are curious, I guess, and they are willing to have their dick sucked, but they're not willing to reciprocate. They also, most of them won't do anything intimate. They don't want to kiss. That's too intimate for them. But yeah, they'll definitely allow you to perform oral sex on them, but they don't want to return the favor. Yeah, that's happened several times. But one thing we didn't talk about on Monday was how, because I mean, we talked about the trans experience and the gay guy's experience, but I didn't even think about how lesbians are very much fetishized by a lot of straight men, because they always think if there are two lesbians, oh, they could get in there, they could have a threesome, or at least watch or something. You know what I mean?
I would tell you that my friend Renee, when I was younger, a lot of the frustration that I write into Renee in the stories is entirely about, and I told the other person on the call that somebody in their life would look at them and go, huh, you're a lesbian now? Okay. Can I watch? Because no lesbian has ever heard that before.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, countless times. I had a lesbian friend, Patty, who was dating a bi woman, and she was still married, and I was over at their house one day, and like her soon to be ex-husband showed up, and because Heather was living with Patty at the time because her husband had kicked her out, and I remember him like looking at Patty and going, "Well, goddamn, you're hot. Can I watch? Can we get into this together or whatever?" And it was like, "No, fuck you, go the fuck away." Yeah,
Yeah.
very common.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't going to ask Sarah because you haven't been out that long, so I figured you probably haven't experienced that yet.
I have nothing to speak on at this point.
If you believe that, I got some land for you in Florida to sell you.
I mean, believe what you want.
But yeah, I mean, to your point, like straight guys, and I think we even said this in the call, is like, yeah, as long as I don't kiss you, or as long as I imagine it's a woman, it's not gay.
Right. He can, because his rationale is he could close his eyes and pretend it's whoever he wants or whatever.
Yeah, that doesn't make it gay.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, that's the other thing too. Even anal sex, as long as he's the one on top, it's not gay. As long as he's not taking it.
Oh,
you know.
So as long as he's pitching and not catching, then it's not gay. Wait, have you? I don't know if that's too much information, but I'm going to ask. Have you been with a straight guy who was on top that was convinced he was not gay because he was the one on top?
Let's see. Well, I don't know what's going through their mind at the time, but I know like he wasn't willing to, he wasn't versatile. he wasn't gonna bottom. No, but I don't know about I'm sure he would at the very most he would say he was bi or bi curious, but definitely not gay. He would not admit to being gay. No.
See, I have a problem with this, and the super straight guys who want their wives to give them a milking experience. Yeah. How do they not see that that's gay?
I mean, really, it's not. I mean, since you can, because it's stimulating, the prostate. Of course, it's going to give a pleasurable experience, and being gay, of course, is about the attraction and being attracted to another guy. So, I mean, yeah,
if that was true, it wouldn't matter if they were pitching or catching.
Yeah, right. They wouldn't have to be attracted to the guy, but they don't see it that way. They would see that it was gay. Anything put in there, they would.
No.
Like, no. Well, I was on a live with Chrissy Keller and Dre Beltrami a couple weeks ago, and they were talking. Dre was saying that 99% of the guys, she's tested it before, and she's put a finger up there, and said 90% of the time they don't say anything. Now they don't. She's like there was one guy, she said, that he was like, whoa, but most of the other guys, they don't say anything. They like it, but they're not going to ask for it again or anything, but they're okay with it. They're okay with her doing it. She's like, yeah, she's like, oh yeah, they're really into it and everything. And then when I put a finger up there, they get real quiet.
I'm
Or they don't.
sorry. I just, when we're talking about certain sexual practices, I'm like, how do you not, okay, how did you arrive at that conclusion? I mean, it's,
Yeah.
oh, okay. um, it's like, okay, I hate to say this, clerkism here, but I mean, you know, people that go ass to mouth. What? How do you not realize that going ass to mouth is a tiny bit outside of the heterosexual spectrum?
Yeah.
Just a
Yeah.
tiny bit, not
People
much.
just won't admit to being anywhere above a 0 on that scale,
Oh my god!
I really don't think there's anybody at a 0 or a 6. Yeah, it's 6,
No,
isn't it?
oh
0 to 6. But
no! History has proven. History has repeatedly proven that, like, I look at all of the predators that are far right wing Christian church leaders and shit. There's nobody that's flat 0 at the bottom of there's no king scale. Look, I mean, the king scale can go up to 1, but there's nobody that's, you go into the
yeah.
bedroom. You go into the bedroom, you go into missionary, the lights are off, it's a procreating event, and then it's done. No, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
That's
Now
that
there
that
a lot of guys would be willing for the girl to use a finger, but I think a lot of guys would have a problem with pegging going that far.
uh 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 I have
I
a
mean,
friend.
I'm sure there's some, but they're,
I have a friend that Onyx and I both know personally who has dated many men who will tell you,
oh yeah,
like 90% of the time, when the pivotal moment happened and it was time for the guy to bend over, it didn't matter how straight they were, they bent over just for the experience.
yeah.
So
I just think there are a lot of guys who have personalities, have this ego, the ego the size of Cleveland on their head, that they won't allow that to happen.
well, no, they'll allow it to happen. They'll never let people know that it happened.
Well, that's true too. They will
Yeah.
never admit to it.
Yeah, they'll never admit they did it, but they'll do it when people aren't looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, Onyx, you're completely right. They can't admit it. I mean, I've known a lot of guys who, and then you get them to confront, this is how it was. You're gay now. And whoa, 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 hold on a second. Hold on a second. It's, especially
not the G word.
No, like if you're like DL or whatever,
Yeah.
if you're on the down low, that means it's not gay. It doesn't matter how much sex you have with another guy or how much sex a guy fucks you in the ass. If you're on the down low, that's not gay. I'm a straight man, and I am attracted to women,
Mm-hmm.
but I have sex with guys.
Also, a lot of them, they will only go for guys that are on the feminine side, femboys,
You're right.
And so if that's kind of a justification too. Well, he's pretty much like a woman.
Right.
He acts feminine, so it's basically like having sex with a woman.
Right. But remember, on the flip side of that, Brandon, there's gatekeeping. You go on Grindr, and there's guys on Grindr that say no fats, no femmes, no, just very masculine, mask for mask guys.
Oh yeah, I've seen a few of those.
And if you're even the slightest bit feminine, they get fucking hysterically mad about it.
Yeah, I avoid those profiles.
Yeah, right.
I don't think I could pass.
I don't. Yeah. That rugged Barry type of individual is uncaring and not pleasant in any way slightly. And I've never understood. Admittedly, there are areas of the queer community that I have very little under. I know that it exists. I do not understand the rationale behind it or why it's entertaining. The puppy thing, I will never understand the puppy thing. I will never. No, the puppy thing, I don't get it. And I know a guy here locally in Atlanta that has, 6 pups.
Not that kind of puppy.
Not that kind of puppy. Not that kind of puppy. Who has 6 pups in his stable.
Oh yeah.
And okay.
I mean, I kind of see the appeal, but I wouldn't do it. I mean, it's not something for me.
Well,
I can kind of see it.
I mean, the whole dominant versus submissive.
Right. Yeah, that's the part that I'm like, I can see that.
That power dynamic is what plays out in that space. And I get it, but I don't understand it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not something that I am
I mean, just like water sports and all that other
stuff. I was hoping you weren't going to go there. I was like,
okay. Well, I mean, we're okay. Now we're okay. I don't want to go there.
Yeah.
No. We can't do that. But yeah, I mean, I understand that those stratas exist in the space. Do I understand why people do? No, I don't. I don't much want to be honest.
Elaine says it's better to be pissed off than pissed on. I think so too, myself. But splash.
See, this is why.
Look what you've started.
Yeah, see, this is why, Brandon, we need to have Onyx on Friday. We need to have Onyx come on Fridays.
Yeah, well, I told her.
Yeah. Onyx, you need to be good on Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern. You need to be good for 1 p.m. Eastern. So, well, we're right at the top of the hour. Oh, good. Okay, so we're going to have Onyx on Friday. By the way, I'm pretty sure that it's going to be that Friday and then the Friday after are going to be the last 2 Fridays, and then we'll move to Thursday after that.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure how far.
Yeah, we have at least 2 more Fridays for me to normalize my work schedule. So yeah, Onyx, we'll have you on, and it'll be fun. And then we can have you on in future Thursday shows too. But I really don't want to break up the Brandon and Miranda trauma crew because
I'm sure there'll be some time where one of us has something going on. And
yeah, I'll just tell you this: I get more feedback from people about our trauma talks when it's you and me and Miranda than virtually any other time, especially on YouTube. I get all kinds of kickback for those. So, that's a band I'm not happy to break up if we can avoid it.
And I'm doing Friday, aren't I?
Yeah.
Okay. I just
Yep,
want to make sure.
Yep, you and me and Onyx. I mean, it's always going to be you and me and Miranda or a sub.
Well, I meant the subject.
Yeah, yeah.
The topic.
Yeah, the subject is on. Yes, Brandon. The subject is on you this time.
Okay.
So it better be good and it better be funny, because if you make me cry, I'm gonna be a really mad bitch. I'm gonna be a mad bitch.
I mean, it's hard to always make trauma funny.
I know. If you're gonna make me cry, it better be worth it.
I don't think it'll make you cry. How's that?
Okay. All right, you can't say that because we've done like 4 trauma lives where on the 4 trauma lives, one of us in all 4 broke down into tears. It happens. It happens. We get emotional. So, all right, well, cool. Sarah, do you have any closing thoughts for this evening?
No.
You're pushing your 5 brain cells a little too hard there. Okay. I see how you're going to be. Brandon, do you have anything in closing?
Well, and no, I don't think so. Not that I can think of.
Okay. I'm going to hang up in a minute. You can bring him back in the room.
Right. No, I've been decluttering some stuff, so I've been productive.
Oh, good. When are you doing your next cooking live?
I don't know. I've got something in mind that I want to do. Just a very simple one.
So I have one that I want you to try.
A recipe?
Yes.
What is it?
Are you opposed to using puff pastry?
No, I don't know if I ever actually have. I don't remember. I don't think I have.
Yeah, so puff pastry comes in strips.
Yeah.
Easy recipe, very inexpensive to make, but it is very delicious when you make it.
Okay.
It is very.
What's it called?
Oh, I just call them tarts.
Tart. Oh, I think you were telling me about that.
Yeah. Basically,
could you do it for
it's
like
orange slices or apple slices with a mixture of honey and some spices, and I'll send you the recipe, with puff pastry over the top, and then you egg wash, you egg brush over the puff pastry, and then you bake it. And when you flip them over, the honey and seasoning mixture is blended into the apple, and you bite into it, and it's basically an apple tart, but it's really fucking good.
I should probably do that pretty soon because I have a bunch of apples that I need to use.
I literally, when I hang up the phone, I literally will signal you the recipe.
Well, I'll do it in the next few days.
Brandon, you got added to a recipe sharing group.
Oh yeah, there's a recipe sharing channel now called Food Porn.
Oh, have I not looked at that? Is that
you're about to
recently added?
Just this afternoon.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't seen it then.
There. Yeah. There you go. Okay, cool. All right.
Okay, yeah, I will make it.
Okay. Well, I'll post it into the channel with the instructions that everybody, you have to let Brandon make it first.
Somebody else could come on and we could make it together.
Oh gosh, even better. So just corner somebody in the group to do a live with you and make it at the same time. I think that would be amazing. I would almost be tempted to do that in a 3-way, but I don't know, Brandon, if you want me in a 3-way.
It's been a while since I've been in a 3-way.
Okay. Sarah, Brandon, thank you both.
Thank you.
Good night. Love everybody. Be safe out there.